Desal Middle School 6th grade math students. It's Mrs. Maracchio here. I hope y'all are doing well out there in remote learning land. Your teachers sure do miss seeing you, and we hope you're doing well. Well, I'm here today to teach you the first lesson of the final math unit of the year. We will be through in just a few weeks, and we need to learn more about statistics. Statistics is just a big fancy word that means the study of numbers. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be teaching you about how you can find the mean and the median of a data set. And just so that you know, the word can be said data or data. It means the same thing. A data set is a set of many numbers. Sometimes you get these numbers by asking questions where you get numbers for an answer. In science, you would collect these numbers by measurements and different science activities that you've done. But data is used in a lot of different ways, and we're going to be learning ways that we can summarize the data today. We're going to be learning about the measures of center, which are one number that summarizes the set. The two measures of center that we're learning about are mean and median. So instead of having just a bunch of numbers swimming around out there, we're going to figure out how we can find one number to summarize all of them. To find the mean, we're going to be finding the average. And that is a word that you might be familiar with, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. The median means the middle, just like when you're driving down the highway and you see the center concrete, or sometimes there's something in the middle of the lanes there, that is the middle. Median means middle. We're going to start with finding the mean, and it's very simple. All you have to do is count, add, and divide. 3 skills that you're really good at already. So we're going to use this as our example. Several students were asked how many phone calls they made yesterday. Below are their responses. This is the data set of their responses that you see here. One person said 1 phone call. One person said 0 phone calls. One person said 4 phone calls, and then 8, 13, 2, 10, 13, and 3. That's the data set that was collected from asking the question, how many phone calls did they make? So the first thing that we have to do to figure out the mean is we have to find out how many were asked. Well, that's simple enough to do. All we do is count up the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 numbers because 9 people were asked. The next thing that we need to do is figure out how many total calls were made. And this is where we're going to add. So that means taking all of the numbers in our data set and adding them together. When we add them up, we will get the sum of 54. So we know there were 9 people asked and there were 54 total calls. To find the mean, divide the total by how many? So 54 was our total. 9 was how many calls were made. 54 divided by 9 equals 6. So the mean of the data set is 6. Or you could say the average of the data set is 6. Instead of having all 9 of those numbers to say how many phone calls kids made, we could say, well, the mean is 6. So approximately 6 phone calls. Now note that the word mean is also called average. We usually talk about averages like the average of your grades or the average daily temperature. We don't usually talk about finding the mean in everyday conversation. It's just, why is it called that? Because English is just crazy like that. Just know that when you hear the word mean, it also means average. Now let's talk about how to find the median. Instead of counting and adding and dividing like last time, this time you're just going to order the numbers and find the middle. So we're going to use the same data set about phone calls, and this time we're going to put the numbers in order. That means numerical order, consecutive order. You're just going to line them up the way that they would come in counting order. So now we have to find the middle of these numbers. There's more than one way to find the middle, but I have found that probably the easiest is starting on the outsides and just keep moving to the inside, one at a time from each side until you get to the middle. If you do it that way, or whichever way you choose to find the middle, you will see that the middle is 4, so the median of the data set is 4. But what if there is not one middle number? If there's an even number of data points, I've added another one in here so that we can see what would happen if we didn't just come up with one in the middle. If that's the case, you're going to keep doing just like we did before to get to the middle, and you would get two numbers in the middle. If there are two numbers in the middle like this, you are going to find the mean of these two middle numbers. Now remember, to find the mean, that means that you're going to have to add them together and divide by how many. So the mean of 4 and 6 is 5. So the median of this data set is 5 because we found the average of 4 and 6 right there. So think about this. Why are the mean and the median called the measures of center? How are they the same? And how are they different? Please remember to do your Google form work when you have finished the lesson. And remember, if you have any questions, to post your questions on the stream for your classroom so that your teachers can help you. Bye-bye.